Stossel Matter segment tonight. Our pal John traveled down to the University of North Carolina, where some incredibly dumb things are happening. For example, if you are a freshman student at UNC, you cannot call yourself a freshman because it's sexist.
The freshman first year thing that we've been talking about a little bit, you framed it as a free speech issue, which there's no policy enforcing as a free speech issue.
It's sort of a political correctness issue.
But I mean, my view on it is, even if it helps one incoming first year feel less alienated on campus, it's a pretty harmless change. That you refer to the change with like a certain amount of disdain. I don't know why the negative feeling towards just a university policy of the official title of a group.
Because enough is enough. I can't believe a woman would feel disrespected by being called a freshman. And I agree, we've had a sexist country. When my daughter was born, I went through all the Dr. Seuss books and her children's books and changed the he's to she's because I didn't like it that they were all he's. But freshmen? Come on.
All right, Stossel joins us from Washington. So explain this to me. So you get on to Chapel Hill, go to the University of North Carolina, but you're not a freshman anymore. What are you? What's the term now?
First year.
You're a first-year student. You're not a freshman because it's freshmen, M-A-N. That's sexist, and someone might feel bad about that.
I thought it was just fresh human. But yes, some woman might feel dissed, and you have to be very careful not to offend anyone.
Did you know
your show would be banned?
Of course, my show would be banned. I mean, did you know that in proper English, the masculine pronoun always takes precedent? Did you know that?
I did not.
Yes. So therefore, when writing a literature at University of North Carolina, you can use he when it is something that could be he or she. That's why God is always referred to as a he, the masculine pronoun, because nobody knows what God is, if there's a gender or anything. But anyway, I digress.
I still think I did the right thing changing my daughter's children's books.
All right. That was very politically correct. So you go down there, and they don't want to use the word freshman. Now, they have other stuff, all right? They don't want... You can go to jail if you give people advice on what to eat at the University of North Carolina?
No, that was in North Carolina in general. A guy ran a blog offering nutrition advice, and the state board said, no, you can't be giving advice on nutrition unless you have a license from the state. You could go to jail.
Okay, so if I say I like so-and-so on Factor Tip of the Day, I could be in cuffs shortly afterward. The North Carolinian authorities would come up and get me.
That's what their licensing law says.
And now on the university, let's get back to campus. See, if you're dating somebody on the campus, then you can't suggest that their intimacy should happen?
You can't implicitly or explicitly ask someone for sex, which raises the question, how do you get there?
Are you going to answer the question?
I don't know. I think if you then have sex, it must be rape since you weren't allowed to implicitly.
So you can't overtly ask, or you can't even how about a little wink? Like, can you do that? Or
apparently.
You can wink or you can't. Because that may be implicitly. If I go like this, I could be implying something.
Well, I'm sure the totalitarian left would have an opinion about that. You'd have to go before one of their tribunals. The truth is that they rarely throw people there. They rarely punish people for these things. But when you have all these rules and they have a civility code which would ban you, then what it means is they use them to punish people they don't like, and those are usually people like you.
Tell me about the civility code at the University of North Carolina.
All speech must be civil. And, that feels right. Why not have nice speech? But the civil rights movement and the protests sitting in a lunch hall and refusing to leave on a lunch counter because they're racist, it's important not to be civil all the time.
If I go down there and I call somebody a pinhead, am I arrested by the campus police?
You, according to their code, would be kicked out of school.
Is that right?
Well, they probably wouldn't do it for pinhead.
Wow. Well, I bet you they would if it were me. I bet you they would.
Well, you do much worse.
I know. Now, I mean, the guys at Animal House, they're not going to the University of North Carolina. I mean, that's not happening. In fact, that movie could have never been made if all the colleges invited this.
These codes are since Animal House.
All right.
In response to Animal House.
You tell them I'm coming down there if they don't knock it off, okay? That'll frighten them. When we come right back, strange twist.